All right, all right, all right. Sean, don't be sitting over there acting like you behaving.
He's being
I'm,
awesome here.
I'm not behaving. I'm just trying to do some stuff. That's all,
What you trying to
What
do?
you trying to do? Oh Lord, why
Um,
did we both say that?
What you trying to do, sir?
no, I was just trying to, do something. I had a message pop across my screen, so from another
Mm-hmm.
app, I had to respond to it. You know what I'm
Who you
saying?
messaging, Sean?
Well,
Is
it's not really. Well, I
is
guess it
it?
is a message, but no, that was on some business shit. Trust me.
Oh, never mind. We don't care about business.
Yeah, I won't. Yeah, I won't. I won't
Pimp your
have.
ride.
You say what
What you
now?
say?
I said you pimp your ride.
Nah, 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 nah. This on something else. Trust me. When the time is right, I'm gonna drop it. Trust me, because I'm just building on
I
some
just
shit.
asked if you pimp your ride. Now you go
I
what
feel
you
you.
want to.
I feel you. I
Pimp
feel
your
you.
ride. I'm just saying.
Oh
Pimp your
my
ride,
gosh.
boo. Pimp your ride, boo.
Bam, chicka, bam, bam. All right. So we was already vibing before we came live. They was talking plenty of shit behind the scenes, y'all. So I told them they better keep that same vibe once we go live. Don't get a acting shy and like y'all sleepy and tired tonight, bitches. Okay, bring it.
I'm
Cause
scared.
tonight, because tonight's topic is how do you deal with your partner when your sex life is not in sync? So I put that topic for tonight because we do get quite a few questions pretty consistently talking about how do you navigate if you want sex more than your partner does. Um how do you navigate having a low sex drive and still wanting to please your partner and it's taking a toll on your marriage? Like we get variations of this question constantly. So tonight I figured we could just use this overall topic to dive in, talk about it, because we like to talk shit, you know what I'm saying? But we might actually say something that's helpful to somebody who knows. Okay. So what do you guys think? I feel like I could say a lot about it, but see, I'm always talking about sex drive, and like I think that we need to be getting it in regularly, and it's a part of the healing process and all those things. So what do you guys think?
I mean, me personally, I agree with you because I think your sex life needs to be in sync. Because if it's not in sync, it's really gonna mess things up. But I also feel like you need to be honest about your sex drive.
Facts.
Right.
And it should be talked about in the dating phase. I know people don't really have a general consensus on when, and we can talk about this too. When should you be getting it on? Should you be willing to do it on the first date? Should you wait? How long should you wait? Should it be
I'm
90
55
days?
years old, bitch. I ain't waiting for a motherfucking thing. I may not be here next week.
You might not make it to the next time. Because listen, that's I see people debating this all the time. And there's I told you about the little women's group I'm in on the socials. The insanity that I see is, yeah. But that's a question they ask all the time. I just met this dude, I really like him, he fine, or he
Girl,
whatever.
test drive the ride because ain't nothing
Ooh,
wrong with test driving the ride. Ain't nothing like wasting 3 months to find out that you don't even like the ride.
facts. Is it too small?
I'm gonna tell you
Is
something.
it too
You got
thin?
to be this
Do you
tall to
gotta
ride
go
this
through it?
motherfucking ride. Oh, let me
Did
see.
she say tall?
But you know what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about that tall like that either.
I know what the hell you talking about. So that being said, because that's another part of sex drive being in sync, sex life
That
being
part.
in sync. Are the pieces and the parts compatible? Okay.
Right. But also are the kinks
Oh,
compatible?
that's another good one. Or the
That,
kinks where
yeah,
they need to be, or the
yeah,
kink panking. Okay.
yeah. That's his. Because I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, sometimes your
You-
kink be kinking, and then you be like, "What you mean you vanilla?"
I mean, you got yeah, you definitely gotta have that wet because if you ain't got that wet, if I gotta be reaching for lube, I mean, I'm still gonna have fun, but at the same time, it ain't the same. But You
A
know,
minute.
You're gonna have fun that time, but you gonna come back for seconds? You know, after the audition, are they gonna get the part?
I mean, if I gotta make sure I got lube on me, that's all I need to know.
So y'all out here, y'all men are out here. I'm asking, and I know
Right.
you don't speak for every man, but I'm asking in general. Are y'all out here really turning down good sex because you had to use lube with her and she couldn't naturally get it wet enough to your preference?
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that natural wetness will override everything else. If I gotta use lube, I gotta use lube. That's just what it is. But then don't be sitting and asking, why are you using lube? I don't get wet enough for you. Evidently not. I'm using lube.
Oh.
If you got wet enough, I wouldn't use no lube.
What?
You know, so but it's all about your preference too. Because some dudes be like, "Oh, she got too wet," and I'm like, "Ain't no such thing as too wet." But I mean,
Small.
I guess that I haven't experienced that, but
that is usually their response when they knew they was working with the itty bitty peanut community.
I mean, hey, I don't
I've
know
seen
nothing
women in that
about
group
that.
about the man said it was too wet and he couldn't enjoy it, and I was like, "That's a thing."
He couldn't enjoy it because he had the size of a thumb.
Oh,
I don't know nothing about that. I can only speak from my experience,
Well,
and that ain't it.
I ain't never heard that one personally.
I'm just saying, usually when you hear that, it's usually because he's lacking. I mean, that's why
Girth.
I
You
look
thinking lacking girth? Is that what we're saying?
right, because usually I look out for men that drive big cars and always talking about big stuff because usually they're making up for something they don't have.
Nah, because that's I kill him with the girth. I mean, don't get me wrong. I ain't short, but I still kill him with the girth. I got length and girth, but I ain't like I said. I ain't no 12-inch
Take the
nigga. But
opportunity to brag on yourself, ladies.
I'm not trying to brag. I'm just being honest.
But also, there's also a fact of some people who have length and girth, but they also
Don't know to do that.
The quick start committee.
Well, now see that being a man, I can honestly attest. Like, yo, sometimes no. Sometimes if it's too good, it's gonna come fast. It is. It's just gonna boom bang, and it's like, God damn it.
Every time.
Now I'm gonna tell you. No. Now, so it's nuances to the shit. So okay, maybe you came across somebody that was used to subpar, and now all of a sudden they in the league with good, and their body don't know how to react. They just sitting there like, oh shit, every time.
I mean, that's what I've always heard. Like, if it's like that, like the chemistry, the connection, the emotion, the feeling, whatever, if it's all like top tier, they're not gonna be able to last long. No matter how much their normal stamina may be, that first time, especially maybe the first few times. Now, once they get comfortable with you, used to you, the excitement wanes a little bit. Their normal stamina kicks in, but that first time, yeah.
Oh, I love this for y'all. Y'all just really have it. You have a heart for the quick starters.
That's
not.
I don't have a heart for the patience.
Ain't nobody say that. Ain't nobody say that. I'm just telling you what I've been told. That's all I'm saying.
You're missing the point. But that being said, so I've never heard too wet, right? But like I said, in the particular group I'm in, I see that comment pretty consistently on different posts where somebody's like, my husband or my boyfriend told me it was too wet and he couldn't enjoy the friction because it's just like a waterfall. And I'm like, so that's really a thing? And I was honestly trying to think through, like, okay, is that? But some of the ladies were like, well, what's the size? And they were commenting and saying, like, he's got a good size. But then I had to realize that's relative as well, because everybody's preference is different. So I don't know. I don't know what to think about the whole too wet thing. But I'm gonna go ahead and put these comments up here. Sure said the degree of wet is also a telltale sign of how she really feels about you too. You may not be what she desires. Wetness starts long before the act. Facts.
Right?
No, that is facts, and I can't lie.
You just said.
But hold on,
My wife says,
wait.
I used to be at her, but since she got in her 40s, I'm about to get her a boyfriend. Listen, because we're not, baby. When I tell you something, I'm 45 and I'm in my prime. Hey.
But wait. All I'm saying is,
yeah,
I love it when I go to and pull her panties down and they already wet. Well, I know it's about to be something.
It's about to be on.
It's about to be bumping.
But I agree with Jason, because I can't even lie. With my last girlfriend, it was sometimes when I'd be like, yeah, we just got finished. Give me a minute. You know, and I'm pulling the covers up like, oh, give me a minute.
Don't give you a minute. It's time. Let's go.
Oh my
You
goodness.
better take that blue pill.
So with that being said, like, one of the questions that we get sent a lot is, how do I deal with me having a much higher sex drive than my partner having a lower sex drive, or not wanting to do it,
boyfriend? Oh, I'm sorry. Was that my outside voice?
Jason said, bruh, for real. No, I really genuinely think that these are things you should be, just like we need to be talking about finances before we up and marrying people. We need to be talking about sex drive, sexual preferences. Mm-hmm. Like you said, Gypsy, is they kinking with your kink. Like, exactly. Because if you want to get tied up and smacked around and they not with that bullshit, y'all ain't gonna be compatible.
Or maybe I want to tie him up this back around.
That too, maybe. I've heard it all. And if you want to be having sex every day, or at least as regular as possible every other day, maybe multiple times a day, and they good with once or twice a month, y'all are not compatible. It don't matter how much you love them. It don't matter how
sexy they are. And he don't have to be okay.
Look,
Sure said it, Jason, LOL. But these are conversations I feel like we shy away from, especially women, because we don't want to be seen as being too. Now, I'm not saying on the first time you talking, you trying to go over a dude's house. That's no. Now, that's your thing, do what you do, but no. What I am saying is, if you continue to date, y'all are vibing, the conversations are turning towards something more long-term, you're spending a lot more time together, you're thinking about being intimate before you start fucking, you need to have that conversation of what you like, what you don't like, what you need, what you don't need, what you're willing to tolerate, what your boundaries are. And that's not to say, y'all, because let's be real. I'm not saying you finna sit at the table at dinner and talk through all of this in one setting or all of it before you have sex. But you need to at least start. We too damn grown in our 30s and 40s, because that's generally our audience, maybe some late 20s. We are too grown in our 30s and 40s to be afraid of talking about sex. We really are. That's just how I feel. We really are. So if we're old enough to be fucking that person, we're old enough to be talking to them about what we need.
You have no idea how many, male friends, associates, whatever did I tell, like, they meet somebody, I'm really feeling like, yo, you talk to them about sex, you talk to them, because if they don't like what you like, there's no need to pursue it.
Don't need to do it. Yes.
Y'all could be great friends and leave it at that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But if you really try and pursue something, you need to know, because I know niggas that like a finger up their ass. That's what you like. That's what you like.
And if she ain't rocking with that shit,
and if she ain't rocking with it, you need to know that up front.
Yeah.
So that way you ain't like, go ahead and put it in. And then she's sitting there either doing something she don't want to do, something that she don't enjoy, or she just telling you, no, ew, that's nasty. I ain't fucking with you no more. Now you all fucked up.
I actually just
and then you telling everybody that you like a friend in your ass.
Right. I actually just saw a post about that, I think earlier this morning or either yesterday. I think it was this morning. Again, because I go in this group and I try to check around and this lady was talking about that exact thing. She's pregnant, dating this dude. This shit was weird. And I was like, there's a lot going on. Dating this dude, she pregnant. Like, she kink. And now her dude is newly into the kink, but apparently on the same page as her as far as what he likes. So he likes to take it and give it and do all the things with other men. And he wants to get his confidence up so she can watch. And I was like,
Wait, what?
Safe space, no judging.
Safe space, no judgment. So
We don't judge, we listen.
So I was reading the comments, and a lot of the ladies were like, well, you just got to build his confidence up, because she was saying the person he was with before like shamed him for it and all this, that, and the other. So he wants to be open, and he's not a top, he's a bottom. I don't think that that's how he classifies himself, but whatever. Like, you like it, I love it. But she was really talking through that, and a lot of the ladies were like, hey, this my man, that's the same thing we doing, here goes some tips. And then other ladies was like, he nasty, ain't no fucking way, he gay. Different people have the opposite
bisexual, and there's a difference, because
it is a difference.
The thing is that she has to
decide
it's all if he's comfortable with that, but two, is he being safe with it? Because the other thing is I saw what Cher said about raw dogging, assuming raw dogging. But first of all,
so I'll get to her in a minute.
Because I had one.
So the girlfriend is on board. It's not that he needs to make sure she's okay. Like, she wants it, and her previous partner didn't like it, which is why it ended. So now this dude loves it, and she wants him to feel comfortable. I guess he feels comfortable doing it on the side, but he wants to include her so that she
want two dudes. She want two dudes at the same time.
I guess.
Oh.
So I'm like, I was reading it like, okay, no judgment. Let me just try to understand the perspective. And the comments were very
I'm not judging,
rooting for it, and you're nasty, and I'm not doing it. So what do you guys think? Is this something that people should talk about before they get into
it? It is. Because at the same time, now, just remember, now you're talking to somebody who used to swing on the swing. I used to swing on the swing, but that's a different thing. And yeah, you have to decide what it is that you're okay with, that your partner may do, but also at the same time you have to be safe about it.
Well, so that's what I was saying. He was involved. I don't think it was a concern about their safety. I'm guessing that they were using protection and all those things. It was like, her perspective was, how do I help him become comfortable with this, because he wants to do it. My question to you all, because we're talking about our sex life being in sync with our partner, my question is, she's already in that and they're trying to figure it out. Do you all think that this is something we should be talking about with our potential person before we decide to get into a relationship with them? Or is this something you talk about once you're in the relationship? Like, I'm curious to what you all think.
Well, if it seems like the relationship is going to be more long-term, so this isn't something you spring on somebody right away, right? This is something material. No, this is something that you talk about when it's going to be a little bit more long-term. And the reason I say that, okay, I'm just going to keep it real with you. If that first time you kind of like, or if you're on the fence about whether or not you're going to fuck them again, ain't no need in talking about what else you like, because you ain't even thinking about fucking them again.
But if your kink is that far outside the vanilla space, is that something you wait until after you start having sex with somebody to talk about?
Yeah, because the thing is if y'all not sexually compatible, you're not going to continue with him anyway. So ain't no need in him knowing about all your kinks. You gotta make sure that you're compatible with him first before you disclose all your kinks. Because that's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah. I mean, Jason, I see what you're saying, but I'm just saying, listen.
Let me go back to Sheriff's comment so we can catch up.
Yeah.
These are things that should be discussed and not assumed. If you're raw dog, and this should be easily discussed. Nigga, ain't nobody
raw dogging.
Nobody should be raw dogging on the first time they having sex with somebody. Like, what is wrong with people? I don't care if you're on birth control.
I don't care.
I
I don't care if you're on birth control. I don't care if I just saw your fictional. This is my printout of my last STD. No, we going together, bro.
Nobody should be raw dogging on the first. No.
If
you just met this person and y'all just went on your first, second date. It's within the first couple of months. You should not be raw. No judgment, but you should not be raw dogging until you know you're in an exclusive relationship. Until
and y'all gonna get tested from y'all
person. Until you know that both of you are clean. Until you know that you feel emotionally, mentally, spiritually safe, because birth control is not 100% every single time. And people can have STD. And I hear what you're saying, Gypsy, about getting tested together, and I advocate for that too. But I'm also saying it should take a while, because you can come up clean on your STD screenings and tests and still have something that is dormant. And men carry some of these illnesses and diseases, and they can still test negative even when they in fact have it and are positive. This is why I'm saying we should not be out here raw dogging with people on our first time with them. If it's somebody that we just met, you need to go through some time with this person, see what their hygiene is like, see what their behavior is like, make sure ain't nobody else, make sure that their hygiene is up to your standard and your hygiene is up to their standard. Like,
go by their house unannounced. I hate to say this, unannounced, because when you announced, when they know you coming, they gonna pick it up. But go over there when you in the neighborhood, because that's when you see how they really live. I'm sorry.
Let me catch up on the rest of these comments, and then Sean, I'm gonna ask you what you think, because Gypsy told us what she thinks. Jason said, "I'm lost. When you in your 40s, you think you about to run out of cooch or something." Jason, what was you talking about? I don't understand the comment.
No. Hold on.
That you done ran through a whole lot of coochie, man. You might be tempted.
Nah. Let me clarify from this is a man thing. But what it is that, men hit their peak when they're 18, 19, 20. But women don't hit their peak until their 40s. That's when they hit their peak. Like, if you really want to see what that thing do, get you a woman that's 40 plus.
And she'll be looking for somebody 20.
Exactly. She is gonna, because she need that back blown out. And ain't too many older cats that can do it. You know what I'm saying?
No, not.
So
all right.
That's why if you older than that, you need to keep on top of your shit, keep your health in order, keep working out, so you can have that stamina to keep blowing them black backs out like you was 20.
Yep.
That's what they need.
Yep. Facts, all of that.
Yep, because if you start tapping out and shit on first round and shit, I'm finna trade your ass in for a new one.
But now that first round, 20, 40, 45 hour, is that really a first round?
Listen, most of the time, sister like me, your first round may be 15 minutes if you're lucky.
Oh, that's easy, right? 15 minutes, shit.
I said if you lucky.
I'm just saying if you blowing backs out,
get the fuck on board with it.
If you blowing backs out, it's gotta be at least 25, 30 minutes to blow a back out. That's what it takes.
Yeah, but a lot of them don't. The older cats have big head. I say, you damn right. You damn right. Now I may need to go soak in my jacuzzi tub. That's why I got one after. But you better believe I'm gonna show up to the fight like we's goddamn strapping in the last round for a goddamn belt. You damn right.
That she's scrappy, bitch.
I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. Now I might be sold tomorrow. I might even be soaking in the tub and have to call in sick. But what I'm not gonna do is tap out.
Man, women always win. They always do.
We are not the same. I don't give a fuck about tapping out. Listen, I'm gonna enjoy myself, and if I gotta tap out, baby, I'm gonna tap out. I'm good with that.
I'm not gonna tap out, honey. I'm not finna tap out. Guess what? I'm
gonna tell you when she tap out. When she grip them sheets.
What the hell?
And she ain't trying to say nothing, but she gripping them sheets like her life depend on it. She done tapped out, but she trying to hang in there. That's what women do. I'm
No,
just
I'm
trying to tell you.
gonna tell you what some of us do. Once we know what makes you tap out, because we pay attention, we listen, and we
Oh
learn your
yeah,
bodies like
yeah.
we learn
Trust
ours.
me,
I
I
ain't
know
gotta
that.
say nothing. I'm gonna just do what
tap
I
you
know
out
gonna make you
first.
tap out, so we can go on and finish this thing together and take a nap, right? Or go get up and do what we got to do if we was trying to get a quickie in and go handle business for the rest of the day. Like whatever it needs to be. That I ain't gotta tap out if I don't want to, but if I'm ready to,
Yeah, trust me, I know that too. Because women will, because especially if they know your
we
button,
got
they gonna push it.
we got it. We know
Tap
the
you
Yeah,
button.
out.
at the right time too. Because they be like, all right, shit, I got mine. This nigga going too
Hang on.
long. Boop bop.
Let's get
Now
on with the get
watch.
on. Listen, we got meetings to go get to. We
Listen.
got shit to go do. Let's get on with the get on. But let me catch up on these comments. Jason said, "Oh no, I got that one. It's tricky because if you open up about your thing, because if he or she is not into it, then they can hold it against you." Now, I do agree with that. Again, I don't think this is anything you need to be talking about on the first date unless you met in particular type of circles and you already know these things and you're comfortable bringing them up. But I do feel like if you're getting to the point, I ain't saying you got to put it all on the table in one setting, but if you're getting to the point where you're going to start being intimate, some basic things need to be covered. Are there things that are just off limits that you ain't going to do that make you feel uncomfortable? Where do your boundaries start? You know what I'm
But
saying?
there's some kinks that a female might have that a man might be like, no, that's gay. I ain't doing that.
You
That's
talking about strapping
gay.
on with him, pegging him?
No. Even anal.
That's what the hell I just said.
No. But I went for what she from like a man. I mean, I can see what she because I can't lie. I've had women tell me that like I tell them like, oh yeah, I like anal, like I'll go ahead, what I'm saying? But no, that's gay. That mean you want to fuck a man? Like, hold up, wait, it's with
Oh, you
you.
talking about
That
anal with her? Okay, yeah, I
uh
got you. I was thinking you talking about
Right.
the female pegging the
Yeah,
man.
but see, there are some men who also say that, but there are women who say that too.
Yeah, yeah.
So, there's that. But listen, the thing is that your kinks is your kinks. You just have to feel your partner out. And at the same
Yeah.
time, if you haven't felt him out enough to know his kinks,
You should not be
then
sleeping
you
with
shouldn't be fucking
him.
with him.
That's all I'm
exactly.
saying. If you don't feel comfortable enough,
If you
again, I
don't
ain't
feel
saying take
comfortable
everything
enough
ever
with
getting
him,
out your
right.
closet, but if you don't feel comfortable enough for speaking as a woman, if you don't feel comfortable enough with that man or that woman to tell them at least your basic no goes before you have sex for the first time, is there a boundary that I'm not comfortable with certain things, like you said, anal or whatever? That needs to be discussed, because if that person sleep with you and that's the thing that they love, both of y'all gonna get up disappointed as hell, and mad you wasted your time and got a
Right.
wet ass for nothing. So there are some
Right.
basics that we have to be brave enough to talk about. And if you don't feel comfortable, I think that's a key indicator. You really shouldn't be talking to that person and
You
fucking.
really shouldn't be messing with that person like that
Yeah.
either.
Even if it's just a fun boy, even if it's just a fuck buddy or fun toy, whatever, there's still certain things you need to talk about in order to figure out what that experience looks like for the both of you. Because you
Right.
coming for the express purpose of giving each other pleasure. How the hell you gonna create pleasure if you don't have some basic discussion? Sure said when the person feels comfortable about sexual intimacy, this needs to be discussed. Problem is people are already insecure, have been ashamed about their preferences. That is very true. Jason
Yeah,
was laughing.
that is true. But the thing is, sure. Now, what I want to say about that is that when people try to make you feel ashamed about your preferences, usually it's because they're ashamed about theirs.
I don't think that's what she was saying. Let me reread that, because I could be. The problem is people are already insecure or have been ashamed. So I think if I'm understanding you correctly, sure, I think you're saying that person already has some shame about their preferences, so they may not feel comfortable talking to. So I go back and say, deal with your shit and go to therapy before you out here trying to find a new fuck boy or a new boyfriend or a new husband or a new girlfriend. But that's a key fucking indicator you ain't ready, because you expect for somebody to please you, give you pleasure, and vice versa, giving them access to the most vulnerable parts of you, and you feel broken. And if some go sideways, now you're gonna be mad at them saying they broke you when you were already broken before you got into that experience.
Yeah, don't show up over here broken and then expect me to goddamn duct tape your ass back together.
That sure said, Gypsy, you on point. Pop up and see.
Yeah, I'm just saying, because when they know you coming, they got the house cleaned up, or at least the parts you see. But yeah, you pop up on that motherfucker and you'll see how he really living. And if that motherfucker got goddamn roaches on the seat looking like, hey, what's up? Oh, you might well just go, He hid their ass when you came over and he was expecting you. He told him, hey, you gotta go away. Nope. And did I say no? No.
Y'all, I remember, I think I told y'all about this post. We talked about this maybe last year, but it just reminded me of this lady. She was in the group talking about she was dating this guy, and they lived on different sides of town. She lived in a nicer side of town in a house. He lived in an apartment on a different side of town. And like he was always coming to her house, like, oh, I'll come over there, whatever. And they were hanging out in her space. And she said finally she popped up on him because he told her where he lived. She popped up on him, and when she went inside,
she probably was disgusted. He probably lived on a mattress on the floor and shit.
An air bed.
I was like, oh my God. I can't. No, that's the kind of shit you turn around running and screaming from, because I can't do it. Nothing. No.
I mean, that's the shit that happened when you was 20 something, because you was young, you ain't had no money.
That's what I was about to say, Sean. But when I'm 50, I'm 55 years old. I'm not getting on no motherfucking air mattress sitting on the fucking floor. Do you know how hard it would be for me to get up off that bitch? Because the air gonna go out a little bit during the night. Do you know how fucking hard it would be for me to get up off a goddamn air mattress in the middle of the night?
They got big gay for girl. Sean sure said the old cats, the Thundercats got big gay icy
hot. Being gay and icy hot, but I don't give a shit. I'm not sleeping on no damn air mattress.
Jason said hole always outlasts the pole every time. And
do. Because no matter how much work you think you put in, you can put in 2 hours straight. When you done, trust me, you can go. She ready to go again if she ready. And you sitting like, yo, man, I'm tired. I need a Gatorade in about 20 minutes. And she like, nah, son, right now.
Nah, you know what? She gonna do your ass like motherfucking not R. Kelly. What's that motherfucking name that's in jail right now? P. Diddy. She gonna do your ass to an IV. IV and say you gonna be ready soon as this bag done. Squeeze.
Jen, we're glad you joined us. We hope you're feeling better. How was the hyperbaric chamber? Sure said, Jazz, that's it. We pay attention. Liz, we know the things. We know the things. Hey, Jennifer, dude dumped me because I said no, his nickname is Booty Boy.
Oh. Well, now, Jennifer, that wasn't your kink, but somebody got that kink too. Now, I ain't with giving him anal beads, but I'm just saying.
Huh?
She said, huh?
What'd you say? Wait a minute. What did you just say?
I said I'm not with giving him anal beads, but I'm just saying I'm not opposed.
Yeah, that's too much for me.
And we don't judge.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying it's too much for me, but hey, if you like it, I love it for you.
No, I'm not opposed to receiving anal beads. I didn't say I would give him any.
No. But I'm just saying, if that's what a dude likes, if his woman is cool with him and he likes that, do y'all have fun?
Yeah, but I'm just saying there's no. Okay. Well,
because I don't look at it badly. If a dude want to get paid by his woman, that's their business. I'm not there. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Don't ask me to be there because I will not be there.
Don't care.
You know,
Jason said, nah, nigga.
I mean, hey, and I feel you on that because it's not for me. But if you love it, that's your business.
I would peg him. I'm just saying, maybe I like anal beads.
It ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all.
Right. I'm just saying, like, you know, yeah. But we ain't gonna share no motherfucking anal beads, bitch. Bring your own.
You know what? Nope. Nope. Let me go and eat my pie.
But hey, you know, it's some people out there, they share everything. You know, I think sharing a toothbrush is disgusting. So, you know,
that is foul.
It's some people that do that shit. So, hey.
I don't understand how people share toothbrushes or washcloths.
Y'all know what that remind me of. Do you remember on Wait Takes Hell when Whitney was in that room and that dude took her toothbrush? Is that motherfucker used my toothbrush? Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah, you use my toothbrush, that shit going in the trash. I ain't using it no more.
You are not finna use my toothbrush.
Like, what the fuck? And like we can kiss all day, but I ain't use we ain't sharing toothbrushes. Cause I ain't gonna wake up first thing in the morning and kiss you because I need to go brush my teeth, goddamn it.
Right.
What the fuck?
So this is why I said basic conversation, because you also need to know what a person's hygiene is. If you don't want to take a shower but every 3-4 days and they taking 2 and 3 showers a day, y'all ain't compatible.
Right. But also,
if you brush your teeth with your fingers and wash your body with your hand in the shower, and they got toothbrushes and washcloths and loofahs and everything, y'all are not compatible. Them two don't match.
If I don't see a washcloth in your shower, we are not compatible.
I mean, you should be using at least 2 washcloths, at least.
Right, one for your ass and one for your face. Because if you wash your face with the same one you wash your
But at the same time, if you don't use no washcloth, miss me with that.
There's people out here who don't, y'all.
Oh no, I know people that do, and I'm like, that's wild because you can't really, really scrub your body and shit,
Jason said 22 years of marriage and it'd be over if she used my toothbrush.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, I'll be ready to fight. Get out, and don't never come fucking back.
Those are fighting actions right there.
Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. Now this is the thing for me, right? Like, and it's just me. I feel like, and I've done this since I was in high school. So you're talking about decades.
Mm-hmm.
After I have a bathroom experience, we'll say bowel movement, because some of y'all like to just be all over, just take a shit and all this stuff. After you relieve yourself, I wash off. I can't imagine just putting my clothes back up and going on. Like, I have to wash off or jump in the shower. That's a requirement for me. Like, if we're gonna be in a relationship, you got to be willing to do the same thing, because I can't imagine just not doing that. I don't understand. It does not make sense to me. Why are you sitting there with the stank face?
Oh, I'm sorry. Damn, that was you know what? I have this problem, and one of them is that my emotions show on my face. That shit is nasty to me too.
Girl, get to the damn point. We know that. What? I'm still saying that matters to me. Like, I can't, because I know plenty of people don't. They don't even think about it. Like, that's not a thing for a lot of people.
Or at least get you some wet or something. But I ain't gonna do it.
I don't want to. Now, if I'm out, I don't even like to. I try not to ever do it out, but I do. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm home, no, I just don't feel okay. I can't. Shut up, Jason.
It wasn't until recently, like, and when I say recently, I mean in the last like 2-3 years, and I'm 55 this year, that I was able to use the bathroom in public. Like, if if I start using the bathroom in public and somebody came in the bathroom, my shit would automatically stop
Got a shy
midstream.
bladder.
Yes, and it was just a thing, right? And I definitely couldn't number two unless my ass was goddamn the stomach bubbling. And then I'm looking for a private stall and all that other shit. But yeah, no, I had a serious complex. And like if I saw feet in the bathroom, my ass wouldn't even go in the bathroom. I just come on back out. Come
I feel
on
you.
back out. Like
I just don't like public restrooms because they're nasty. So I try
right,
to hold it
but
or do what I got to do until I can get home. But yeah, like
right.
at home, I can't. No, that's the whole thing, and I'm very upfront about that when I start dating somebody new or when I got married. Like this is a thing, and you're gonna have to be okay with it, and you're gonna have to do it too. Like that's mandatory. I can't imagine. It's such
Like,
a part of my hygiene.
you went to the bathroom and then you came and got in the bed. Oh, I'm
And
sorry.
that's I be like, oh hell no. Ah.
So now I gotta see some zebra stripes in the bed, huh? That's what you telling me? Show
Right.
Dassy ass the fuck up.
I would hope that they are wiping enough that that's not a problem, because that's a whole nother issue. That's a problem.
Hey, I done seen some stories on
You
Reddit,
know
man.
how many men have stripes in their drawers?
And then you're like, you ain't a grown man if you got anything in your drawers. If you got anything in your drawers, you ain't a grown man because
your hygiene ain't on point, sir.
Exactly.
Your hygiene ain't on point, sir, or ma'am.
That's
and they all
that's
and they
why
all
they don't like color drawers because they know they got a stripe.
and they always, they even made some they call dude wipes, so you don't even feel like using the women wipes. You could get some dude wipes.
Yeah.
And you carry them with you just in case.
That Sean, I don't know if this is really a thing, because sometimes I ask myself, do people be saying this stupid shit just to go viral? I can't process that there are grown men out there that think that they can't wipe between their ass in the shower because it makes them gay.
Yo, I've heard this shit, and this shit is crazy to me because I get all up in there. I make my shit is clean. I ain't fucking around. Nope.
Get your
you know what I'm saying? But it's dudes.
Ass in the shower.
It's dudes that not only will they not get up in between that crack, they don't even wash their legs. They just like the soap running down from our body or wash their legs.
I've heard a lot of say the same thing. They just let the soap run down. They don't wash their legs or their feet. And I'm like, I can't process.
Like, what
my
the
mind
fuck?
can't
athlete foot too.
My mind can't accept that is true. Like, y'all really out here be raw dogging it in the shower, like half-assing it and not washing your ass. What the fuck?
Look. I don't even like to get my salad tossed, but my shit stay clean enough that if it did happen, it'd be no problem.
So that puts me in the mind of, y'all remember that old show Frasier?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all ever listen to the theme song?
Yep.
I mean, you gonna have to peep me some shit because I heard it, but I mean it's been a minute, so
he talking about tossed salad in the theme song.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he does. Because he be like tossed salad and scrambled eggs or some shit like that. Yeah, I feel you.
You have to be able to catch that shit. Yeah, you have to be able to catch. Listen, let me tell you something. If you go back and watch some of that stuff that we grew up on, they had subtle shit in there. Like
watch some Disney shit.
Yeah.
You know how much sexual innuendos are in Disney
shit?
Yes,
and that's the thing.
Oh my God.
You're like, oh shit, they let kids watch this shit. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all thought this was bad. Nah, it's that fucking Saturday morning they used to get your ass if you got up and watched that shit at Saturday morning.
Jason, go back and listen to the intro to the show. He be talking about tossed salad and scrambled eggs. And the reason it came out for me is because I remember this guy I was dating. came over to the house to help put a shelf together for my mom. And that was one of our favorite shows. So it came on. And I was just sitting there singing it because I love that show. He was like, babe, do you know what that means? I was like, breakfast? And he was like, no. I was like, oh, shit. Yep.
Okay, I'm just
This is why we
finna
gotta
tell
pay
you.
attention to what
Oh
we listen
shit!
to. Huh?
Right, it failed to post. Never mind. Hold on. Let me get this.
It's up here.
But it
Okay,
didn't.
hey baby, I hear the blues are calling. Tossed salad and scrambled eggs. Oh my mercy. And maybe I seem a bit confused. Yeah, maybe, but I got you pegged.
Yep.
See?
Oh shit.
But I don't know what you do with those tossed salad and scrambled eggs. They calling again. And then
No, but that reminds me of that song Usher. She's such a good kisser. I will laugh about this for forever. So I'm on a girls trip with some friends. We all ride down the highway in a truck. That song come on because you got your playlist. You good. We grooving. So that song come on, and my friend she jamming to it. And she like, oh, I can't wait for a man to kiss me like that. I said, that ain't what he talking about, baby. And she like, he talking about she's such a good kisser. I want a man to be a good kisser. Go back and listen to the words. That is not what he is saying. Her whole face fell when I explained it, and she listened to it again.
I didn't know what he say, but they don't know what to do with those tossed salad and scrambled eggs. They're calling again, scrambled eggs all over my face. What a boy to do.
See, this why you got to listen. You be talking about it, and we be singing, because that's all I'm saying, y'all. But part of that is discussion and conversation. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes maybe if you feel nervous about it, pull a song out that's talking about it and then listen to it. And you know what I'm saying? Ask the person what they think about that song. I mean, that's another way to start the conversation. You said, but I don't know what to do. Okay, yeah, with those tossed salad and scrambled eggs. They call it again. Scrambled eggs all over my face. What's a boy to do? Yep. That being said, if somebody wants you to scramble the
yeah, because I didn't even realize that what scrambled eggs was, but then when you think about it, like, damn, that's what scrambled eggs is, huh?
So, yep, this is why I'm saying, because if your person got a kink, now the example I gave earlier, Gypsy, you were asking, was he bisexual? I don't know what label he chooses to use. She didn't disclose that. But
a lot of people say that because if they're not the receiver, they don't consider themselves bisexual nor gay. Remember, I told you one of the things I used to do is I used to do transcriptions, right? And when I used to do transcriptions, those guys, matter of fact, when I was transcribing this one set of meetings, it was MSM, and I was like, what the fuck is MSM? Men sexing men. And a lot of the men were gay. Well, not gay. They were married and they were having sex with men, but because they were not the receiver, they did not consider themselves gay.
Right. Like I said, I don't know how he labeled himself or not labeled himself, so I don't want to apply it because I don't know.
Right.
But
that's called prison gay, though.
Prison gay.
Yeah, that's what that's called. It's called prison gay.
They do what they got to do to survive in there, and then they
no. It's called prison gay because that's where it started. Because it's not a point of I'm gay. It's a point of dominating yourself over another man.
Yeah,
gay.
Which I don't understand. It ain't about survival because they already know they can survive. They ain't gotta do that shit. They choose to do it to the bitch of a niggas.
Yeah.
And that's what they choose to do. And I'm like, yo, I got two hands. I'll bitch a nigga real quick. But I don't need to fuck him. I don't need to fuck him. Fuck that. I don't need to fuck. I'll beat his ass and that nigga know.
There's also gay for the state kind of thing where they really gay while they locked up.
Yeah, because that's why I said it that way, because I've had some clients that said that to me that had done time, and they was like, listen, a hole is a hole, a mouth is a mouth. I did what I had to do while I was in there. I was like,
no, but that's different. they not telling you the whole story. You know
Okay.
what was that nigga name? They used to be like, and this is the rest of the story. The rest of the story was they was taking dick, they was sucking dick. They because I just did what I had to do to survive. Yeah, they was taking dick, they was sucking. But real motherfuckers, the real be like, nah, I'm not gay. I was just prison gay. Yeah, I fucked the nigga to dominate my power.
Yeah, okay.
Like, nah, nigga, you fucked him because you
That's
ain't
the
had no
story.
pussy.
That's the
Well,
story you
that's what I'm
telling
saying.
everybody.
How does that make them feel like they dominate? Is it because you breaking him down and humiliating him through the sex?
Uh-huh.
Or okay,
Making him your bitch.
I got you. Jason said, "I'm sorry. What's a trans? What the fuck?
Huh?
When did we get here? I'm
I don't know.
How
Nobody
did we
ever
get to
mentioned
trans?
trans,
We
but
didn't mention a trans baby, but okay. If
I'm
that's
like,
your
what?
thing, go ahead, go and tell it.
Oh Jesus, Gypsy, don't be messy.
I'm just saying, like nobody mentioned trans. I hear that.
Autobots transform, roll out.
But see, now y'all just keep proving my point. This is why you have to be willing to talk and have at least some basic foundational conversation before you start sliding up and down a dick like come on. Because if that dude decides, well, I'm gay for the stay, but when his little friend got out, now they doing it still, getting the okey doke on you.
Right.
That's the problem, but you don't know because you didn't start asking questions, right? Now, some people are gonna lie about it, but some people will tell you the truth. You ask, they just like, well, you ain't asked. I ain't think you wanted to know. So again,
Don't ask, don't tell.
right? Even if you're with a, even if it's a man dating a woman, just come on now, like. You want your pole and something that ain't clean? She might not took a bath in 2 weeks. She might have took a whole bath standing at the bathroom counter. You know what I'm saying? After John left and you came, but you don't know because you ain't asked. Like there's basic things.
Ew.
But it's some guys that like that.
Huh?
So you and
That's
John
why
both
you
in the same
that's why you
hallway.
got it
Yeah.
because it's some guys they want to sit in the closet and watch
They want to,
and
yeah.
watch John pipe you down.
There's some people
And
that like to
then
cuckle. Yeah.
and then as soon as he leave, he wouldn't come and smell it and eat it and fuck it.
All the things. There's some
Oh,
guys that like to cuckle,
that's so
but you
nasty.
need to know that before you get
Yeah.
with him if that ain't your thing.
It's some guys they love snowballs.
What the fuck is a snowball?
See, you gotta step your game up. You don't know shit.
Let me go see. Where's a snowball? Let me look in the Urban Dictionary.
A snowball is when she give you head, you bust in her mouth, and then she spit it back in your mouth and you swallow it.
The fuck?
Ew.
It's
No.
No.
some guys that like that shit. I'm trying to tell you. That's
What?
why you gotta know what's going on.
And if you want to eat your sperm, go and do
Yeah,
that.
hey, because men got too many ribs. They can't just get down there and do it and whatever. I
I
don't know,
know,
but
but you know what? My niece's dog suck his own dick. He sound nasty. He's sucking his own dick.
thank you for that visual. That now I must go put bleach in my eyes and try to forget. But anyway,
Wait a minute, Sean. You gotta bleach your eyes because you had a visual of the dog, but you still talking to us about snowballs and you okay?
hey, no, my whole point is you got to know what the terminology is that's out there, so that when somebody hits you with
Yeah.
that shit, you know what they talking about. So you're like, oh shit, okay, all
Mhm.
right, I understand that's what you like.
She
I'm
told
not into that.
me, but wait a minute. He's fixed though. So I'm just trying to understand if you fixed, why you still want to suck your own
That
dick?
don't mean they don't still get feelings.
Exactly. That don't mean it ain't
That's
gonna
why they
still
still be
feel
trying to be
good.
humping everything even after they get fixed.
He just can't bust a nut.
Yeah. Jason said not trans like that, Gypsy. You said you used to transcription. I had to go
Oh,
back real quick.
okay.
Oh
All right.
yeah, I used to do transcription. Yeah, I used to listen. Let me tell you something, Jason. This bitch is the hustler. If they say they gonna pay, and all I gotta do is transcribe, hey, transcription it is. So I was transcribing. I was transcribing for a psychiatrist, and she was having she's passed away now, but she was having these sessions or whatever, And this was when the CDC was like doing studies and shit on that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was men sexing men. But all the tapes, because these was back in the cassette tape days, like so the early 2000s, Jason. And all the tapes would say MSM. And I was like, what the fuck is a MSM? And even when they would introduce the tape, they would say MSM tape, and then they would give the date and they would say the location of where they were or whatever, right? And you know, that is the reason why AIDS got into the heterosexual population as much as it did, because there are men who don't classify themselves as gay, and they also didn't want to use protection because that would be like, you know, like preparing to go to have sex with somebody. And so, yeah. But did you know there were also parties where men, especially like professional ball players and stuff, would actually, that's what they were doing, was having sex with each other, and they would call them poker parties and stuff like that. And yeah, they were poker, all right.
How do you think Diddy parties got started? That shit ain't nothing new.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I ain't trying to show shade, but there was a professional basketball player recently,
right,
who his wife, when they started going through their shit, put his shit out there like, yeah, he was fucking other niggas.
Yeah.
Oh.
And she was right there with him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so, I just want to know why people are so. I guess I just don't understand why people are so shocked about heterosexuality versus homosexuality and all this. This shit ain't new. Like,
this ain't new.
About history.
This has actually been in the Bible and everything. So are you Bible thumpers? You need to go read for real, and you can see that pedophilia, homosexuality, all that shit is in there.
So let me break it down for you. Pedophilia.
I wasn't talking about the Bible. I'm just talking about historically.
No, I'm just saying in particular, especially the Bible thumpers that want to talk about how, oh well, this isn't biblical and blah 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 blah. Oh yeah.
But pedophilia only been illegal for about 70 years now, for real.
Right.
Because prior to that, it was legal for a 45-year-old nigga to go out here and marry a 12-year-old or 13-year-old, because they needed bodies to run them farms, and only young women could have 20, 30 kids to help run them farms. Right. But once that became not a thing no more, it became something illegal. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying that if you look at history, people's thought process changed over time during what was going on and what was happening.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. So I'm 55, so you know that means my mother was like at least 70 something, you know, if she was still alive, right? She had an older sister, and her older sister was married, and we find out that her husband that she was married to actually dated her aunt first. You do the math.
Yep.
I mean, but that was things that happened. Like there would literally be brothers that when their brother died, they would marry the wife.
Yeah.
Anything to keep the bloodline, keep the bloodline going. So those type of things would happen. Right. But it's only become more recently in you like 70 years, but when you look at the whole world history, 70 years is not. It's a fucking a piss drop in the bucket.
70 years is only another 15 years over me.
I mean, that's not even a fucking century.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't even a century. So, you know,
right?
This is why I said I don't judge. It may not be my flavor. It may not be my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like as long as you're not trying to hurt another person and you're not harming a child,
and you're not lying about it,
but
and you're not lying about it. Listen,
don't lie about it, right?
Let me make an informed choice.
What did you say? Sure, that is in the Jewish community.
Yeah.
And then, Jason said y'all saw the color purple. Yeah.
I'm not trying to say that, because it was at a certain time it was everywhere.
Yeah, it was everywhere. It was
So I
not
can't.
Jewish.
Yeah, I can't
It
What
was
just
what what
blame.
everywhere.
specifically what specific thing were you saying was in the Jewish community?
Like Marion,
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. That's
Marion,
well.
yeah.
I think yeah, that's been in
Yeah.
almost every culture we've seen.
That's what
Mhm.
I assume what she was talking about, but maybe I'm wrong. So yes, let us know, share exactly what you were speaking of. Because if that's the case, yeah, that Marion Young, that was everywhere.
Everywhere, but also marrying the wife if the brother died
Mm-hmm.
or like somebody else died and you were single. That's been a thing that we've seen across cultures as
Right.
well to keep the bloodline going or
And
to be
keep
the
the
protector
land in
of
the
the family.
family.
Keep the assets in
And
the family.
and you can say that was Jewish because Jews are like a very especially the First Testament. That's all about Jews because that was before Jesus.
Right.
You know, we didn't have Christianity till after Jesus. So even Jesus was a Jew. So
Right.
you gotta look at that.
And the other thing is that study for yourself, y'all.
Study to show thyself approved.
That part. Study for yourself. Don't let somebody else listen. Let me tell you, y'all might see me on here like saying whatever, whatever, but at the same
Talking
time,
shit.
I know that book though. I know that book though. I might cuss a little, but I know that book though.
Her said she know what she talking about.
That part. So, do y'all remember that old lady that used to say, I cuss a little, but I love Jesus?
And I feel you on that.
Yeah, there was
Share.
an old lady that used to say and I remember not only that, she used to have a beer every day.
Hey,
She had a
look, look,
beard.
look, look.
Well,
Yeah,
Yes,
a
she had
beer, a
a beer
beer.
every day. She would have
Yeah,
a beer
oh,
every
a
day.
beard. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
beer,
she would have
a
a beer
beer.
every day. And she cussed her butt off, girl. She used to cuss all the time. And she said, I cuss a little, but I love Jesus.
I
And
love
it,
Jesus.
and ain't nothing wrong with that. And that my only problem with those holier than thou, sanctified motherfuckers is that they act like they're not real people. That's my only issue with them
Right,
because y'all real people just like we real people.
And they be fucking just
right.
like we do. And they be drinking,
Exactly,
doing all the things just like we do. They
exactly.
just
But they
trying to
want to
hide
act, but they want to act like they don't.
Yeah,
That be my
name was
issue.
her name was Gladys Hart. I remember she called into the Ellen show and told Ellen she loved Jesus, but she cussed a little and she drank a little.
I
And
don't think I heard that, but go old
ain't nothing wrong
lady,
with
go.
that because
Go old lady, go.
Jesus drank wine every day.
But see, that's the thing though. Is some people act like they fell out of heaven. And the thing is that we all got some used tos, and you catch me on the wrong day, I got some still do's.
I think Jesus was probably out there having a little bit more fun than people like to admit when
Oh,
he was lost
oh, oh!
and
What?
not.
That exactly?
You know
Why?
what I'm
Why
saying?
you think
I think Jesus
you
probably had
ain't
a
hear?
girlfriend and had some fun and did some exploring and did all the
He
things.
married. He married Mary Magdalene.
We talking about before he married Mary
Yeah,
Magdalene.
but that's what I'm. That's what. How do you think he
But
got to marry her?
yeah. I feel like
That
Jesus was a
you
lot
ain't
more
hear. You
human than
ain't
people
hear.
want to
You
talk
ain't hear
about.
about Jesus from the age of 12 until the age of 33.
Yeah,
What do you think he was doing in between that time?
fucking.
That nigga was he was doing he was drinking, getting fucked up, partying, getting some ass. He was doing a whole bunch of shit.
Listen, and that's it. Listen, let me tell you something.
Where all those little Christians come from.
So you
You
got
know
all
what I'm
these,
saying?
you got all these Bible thumpers, first of all, that want to be holier than thou, and oh, I don't do that, and this, that, and the other. Bitch, I seen you swinging on a pole before. Stop it.
And
Listen,
trust me, it's been
I'm
in
gonna tell
plenty.
you like
Yeah.
this. I'm a little Christian. I'm a little thug. I'm a little spiritual. I'm a little all the things because I was groomed to be a pastor in my 20s, right? Like I was mentored. I went to theological seminary. That was the whole thing that I was supposed to be doing was going into ministry and opening my own church at some point. And I got to a place of recognizing that's clearly not where I needed to be, like in my own understanding, right? That's not where I need to be. So I think that people a lot of times assume just because you don't call yourself something or look the way that they look that you are uneducated in the wisdom or the ways. And I'll be the first to admit I don't remember scripture like I used to because I don't study it like I used to, right? But there was a point in time when I used to know how to break the Bible down backwards and forwards and still would cuss you out. Like I used to tell people, I can pray for you and lay hands on you, or I can pray on you and lay hands on you. Okay. It's going to be one of the two, because you're going to take this ass whooping or you're going to get this prayer, but it's going to be one of the other, right? I was always that way. And I think that Jesus was a great example of that when he was flipping shit over. Like, he displayed his humanity. That's why I say I think Jesus was a lot of things. And, the perfection that people try to uphold, this impossible standard that they want everybody else to meet, I just don't think that that's the real story, right? I don't think that that's the real experience. I think that there's a lot more nuance and a lot more humanity in the Christian story than people know how to embrace for whatever the reason, right? And I'm not here to convince anybody otherwise or torpedo anybody's belief systems or faith, but this is still a part of the communication that people have to have when it comes to sexuality and sex cycles and your thirst for whatever. Like, what are your spiritual beliefs? Because that's going to play a role in how you engage sexually with someone as well. You know what I'm saying? And again, if you're not having these conversations, if you're not talking about this, then how do you feel like you can give someone access to the most intimate parts of you and fully enjoy that pleasure? Now, we're not talking about just a fuck buddy because you wanted to win it and get it done and be done. But when you're actually even there, let me say this, even there still needs to be conversation, because how do you create pleasure without communication? But especially if you're trying to build something, if you're trying to date, if you're trying to go long-term or marriage or something in that lane.
Marriage is out of the cards now, boo. I'm 55 and I ain't trying to give up half a shit.
Okay, but there's still people out there that want to get married, Gypsy, so we got to include them too.
Jason, sign the prenup, goddamn it.
Huh?
I said sign the prenup, goddamn. You ain't trying to give up shit, sign the prenup.
Gypsy, I'm gonna go back to what Sean said last week. Sometimes you just need somebody to put some in your damn mouth, girl. Be quiet. And let the right Thanos come on and put you back into shape, girl. Listen, all you need is the right Thanos, according to Jason. Jason said, "We know you, Gypsy. You a smart thug."
I sure am. I got hood hands and holy hands. You decide which one's gonna lay on you.
Hey. Sure said, I also remind people that Jesus was not a punk. He would get with you if you push him. Listen, I'm convinced Jesus probably whipped a few people's asses.
I think he did too, especially when he turned over the money changers tables.
When the motherfucker ain't trying to fight you and you keep trying to fight him, he trying not to fight you for a reason.
Thanks.
Because he knows.
Gotta look out for
He already know his temper, and he already know. He sees and you done if he actually start laying hands on you.
Exactly.
You gotta look out
for it's one or two things. Either, hey, let's not do this, or you don't want this. It's those, that's it. It ain't nothing in between.
Like, this ain't what you want. This ain't what you want. Right. And so, you know, the thing is that like Jay said, you gotta have conversation. And if you can't have conversation, then you really shouldn't be laying down with that person.
Oh, hell no.
Because
unless it's a one night stand.
Nah, even a one.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Right.
Sometimes it's a one night stand.
But
y'all both go about y'all business, and that's it.
You right. I don't want to exchange no contact information. I don't want to see your ass again. No, just do it.
We don't talk about that though. Long we get that. Like, that's a separate category. You're doing what you're doing.
Exactly.
But when you're trying to build something, like, you genuinely like this person, you respect this person. Again, I don't think that you should be spilling your guts on the first date or all at one time. But there needs to be some continual and gradual conversation that leads up to you getting together to share some of at least the base level things.
Your one night stand category though. If you a one night stand, if you run into me, I'm gonna act like I don't know you. So don't be running up on me talking about something. Hey, remember me? Nope. Who are you?
I feel like if you're a one night stand, know your role. You knew that because you didn't have communication the next day. Know your role and leave that shit alone and keep it moving. Don't be trying to.
I don't give a shit if we run into each other by accident tomorrow. or 2 years from now, I don't know you.
Gypsy telling all her hoes, know your place.
I don't know you.
Know your place, okay? But again, on the flip side of that, even if it's a boy toy or a girl toy, they just show fun, buddy. You get what you get. And still, even with that, if you're going to engage regularly, there needs to be some communication so that you can both engage safely and both enjoy the process. That's another category. And then if you're over here where you're trying to build something ongoing and long term, I think there's an even deeper level of respect and safety and intimacy that needs to be established for you to truly be able to create, I guess I would say, fulfillment. Like, how can you truly be fulfilled if this person doesn't know enough about you to be able to create that pleasure with you, and vice versa? Sure said, Gypsy, I'm with you. I do not remember you for real.
But for real though, sure, I'm like this. If I thought I may have wanted to do something long term and then you didn't pass the audition, I really don't.
Oh,
you didn't pass the audition, baby. You didn't get a call back. Sorry.
Ooh.
Well, fellas, if you know what you're doing, she will always remember you.
Sean said, but there's saving grace.
she may not think that you worthy of having a relationship with her, but she's still gonna remember you. And trust me, you run into her the next day or 2 years later, you can still lay it down.
Or even 30.
Oh. So I'm gonna take a commercial break real quick and ask y'all, make sure that you like this video, make sure that you share this video, make sure that you commented and sharing your thoughts so that we can really have a well-rounded contextual conversation. Okay. Because if you're not sharing it out, do you really like them? I'm just saying. Okay. Now that we're back from that commercial break, okay, and Gypsy and Sean have read y'all rights. Because they saying know your place, bitch.
I think he drank that whole motherfucking cup.
Nah, I ain't drink the whole cup. She like,
nope. Sean,
you ain't come across.
Nope.
You ain't come across the right one. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. Exactly. I know what I'm talking about. Trust me.
Thanos.
Oh
you get the right one. Trust me.
You got the right one, baby. And then
exactly.
That
exactly. that Pepsi commercial. You know what I'm saying? Pepsi was the first soft drink that was rocking with niggas.
Hey.
Oh goodness.
That's just a little black history if y'all ain't know.
So
I'm serious. I'm serious. But Pepsi, I'm sorry. When I get on my black history shit, like Pepsi was
like Cadillac. Cadillac was
exactly. That was the first one I was going because Pepsi was the first like soft drink cola that rocked with niggas, and Cadillac was the first car that rocked with niggas.
That's why black folks love Cadillac to this day, baby. You see them shining that bad boy, okay? Right. Even back in the hood, I remember, like, if they ain't had nothing else, they was gonna have them Cadillac.
They was gonna have a Cadillac.
And keep them shined up, because Cadillac was rocking with us when nobody else rocking with us. And black people actually turned Cadillac around when they were getting ready to go out of business.
Yeah, so, no, that exactly. Like, Trust
we say Pepsi and Cadillac. Yeah, they was getting
exactly.
ready to die. And black folks,
and so shit, the right nigga will save you too.
That being said, okay, yes, I'm sure from bankruptcy, sure did. Yeah, I'm all about the Black history. Listen, we ain't limited to February. Facts. Listen, we can talk about Black history every single day.
Yeah,
Sean, I'm gonna put you on blast and say, bring it. Hey, why don't you come with another Black history fact every week? Because we listen.
You have no idea. I got.
Listen, say less.
I have platitudes of Black history.
Share
you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Because we're not limited to February. We are amazing, awesome, and fucking fantastic every day.
All the time. Just a small caveat. Just a small caveat. The car would not have been invented if it was not for a black man.
Boop.
Just think about that. The car itself.
Facts.
Henry Ford just
Facts.
used the fact that that nigga worked for him and said, "Oh, he used my
It's
shit.
mine.
He used shit that he threw away
Mm-hmm.
and
He
created
was
the
like, it's
fucking car
mine.
engine."
It's mine.
And he said,
Yep.
"Oh no, but it's still mine. It's still mine." And that's how he took that shit.
Yep. Yep. And a lot of our inventions have been stolen by the fact that, people were working for companies and using their finances and their resources. And so they were able to say, well, because you worked for me and
And they
because I
took that shit.
paid for everything, this
Plus,
is
black
mine.
people could
Yeah.
not get patents back in
Patents.
the
Yeah.
day.
Absolutely.
That's what
Absolutely.
really hurts.
The difference is that black people invented out of need and white people invented out of greed.
No,
Because
they stole out of greed. They didn't even
but
invent the cotton gin.
right, the cotton gin, the damn broom and dustpan. Like, listen,
Yeah.
we always been motherfucking neat freaks.
We're genius. Black
The
excellence, baby.
iron, the
Black
iron. You know what I'm
excellence all
saying?
day, every day.
We can run down a list. We gonna get into that next time. We ain't gonna get it because I can go right now. I could pop them off. You want to know? You want, man? Look, we'll get into that next episode.
Say
You do
less. So moving forward, Sean is going to introduce a new Black history fact for each episode each week. And Sean, if you can't jump in, if there's an emergency that you got to handle, shoot it to us in the messenger in the
I
group,
got you.
and we'll read it off. You feel me? Because we're gonna do that. Henry Ford was the master of
Mass
mass
production.
production. Yeah.
But see, that's the thing that people don't really understand is, like Sean said, we weren't allowed to get patents and stuff. I mean, the light bulb was actually invented by a black man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things that people don't know, but if you actually, now I'm not getting biblical on you, but I want you to go read something. And
Hey,
if
Jason,
you go read,
hold up, y'all. We gotta give some props.
Word,
Jason got pulled
word.
over again, no ticket.
No ticket.
Hey, because Jason
No
said I got
ticket.
that protection around me. Come on, y'all. Come
But
on,
Jason,
Holy
slow
Ghost.
your ass down, nigga. Shit.
but
We don't want you to get no tickets.
Okay, we
But
don't need no black man in no position to be nothing. Okay,
that
other than
part.
straight. But thank God, Spirit, whatever you believe in, Jason, for that protection being wrapped around you and keeping you safe. No, y'all, for real though, this is a prayer that I prayed and it works. I promise y'all this shit has worked for me for years.
Mm-hmm.
I literally have a prayer that I speak that police don't even see me unless I need them and I'm trying to get their attention for something. And I promise y'all, they can be right behind me and I'll be speeding like a fucking demon. And now, so that I've told y'all that I got to go redo my prayer, but that's still something I actually literally do pray and have prayed for years and has kept me safe and protected. Because y'all know they ain't fucking with us a lot of the times, and we don't feel safe with them. So that's something I have prayed over myself and people that I love for years. Like, listen, I could be right in front of you. You can't even see me unless I need your help. I'm trying to get your attention.
What I really want y'all to do,
he will.
Yes, what I want y'all to do for real though is to go and understand the history, go and read, because the region that the Bible talks about, the people that it describes, lets you know that
Jesus looked more like me than somebody else.
There's that. But at the same time, also, we were banished here as a punishment. We were banished here as a punishment, like for real. Like when you think about it, go back and read. This is Mystery Babylon. The U.S. is Mystery Babylon.
No, it's more it's more semantics when you get into that, because there was a lot of shit that a lot of our people ended up over here because of certain shit. But you got to understand, we were here way before Columbus.
We were, but
just as travelers.
The United States is Mystery Babylon that is discussed in Revelation. And when you go back and look and you think about the reprobate mind and stuff that is going on here, this is Mystery Babylon.
And this is why I don't discuss. This is why I don't discuss the Bible, because most people would be against my views. And so I don't discuss it.
But I love you though.
No, and it's cool. Nah, because
I mean, but you know, that's
the
the
Bible was a book written by a man.
it was, but it was inspired by God.
No,
But it still
it
had to be
it,
filtered
I
it
know,
through.
but it was
was
still written by.
it was the first manuscript written about an epic story, and that's why they came with a part two.
That's right.
Just
Well,
like you got Terminator, Terminator 2,
it's not
Terminator
really
3.
a part two. It was the books that they took out
No,
because they
no,
didn't want
no,
to know about
no. That's not the book. Yo, if you want to get into it, if
it.
you
Lost books.
see, that's see, because this would be a fucking 5 hour concept. Those are
Okay, so you
not the
know
books
what?
they
We
took
we're
out.
gonna table that discussion for another day. We'll have a special podcast episodes that's just
Yeah.
dedicated to like this because it is a conversation that can go any which way. But to bring us to the middle ground, I will say I can understand what both of you are saying. Gypsy, I get that you're saying it was inspired by God. Sean, I get that you're saying it was written by man. So I'm gonna land in the middle and share my belief is that listen, even if it was truly inspired by God and it was written as a manual, it still had to be filtered through a human being's brain to write it. And that that interpretation might be different than how one of us might have received it and written it had we gotten that word. And I still say the same God that was talking then is the same God that is talking now. So whatever was written, God is still talking.
Don't
We
even
gotta have
know
personal
go between.
relationship. We
And
gotta
you
have personal
don't even know
relationship.
go between.
And
And
ain't no
and,
go
and,
between, right?
and
So we
that's why I don't knock nobody religion. I don't knock nobody
yeah.
faith, and I don't
So
say my true feelings because I ain't trying to fuck nobody up. Because hey,
So let's
believe in
dedicate a
what you
separate
believe in.
episode to that. We'll talk
Yeah, we'll
behind
make
the
a
scenes
separate
first, y'all, to
episode.
make sure we good to talk about it,
Mhm.
and then we'll
Right.
let y'all send y'all questions and then have a separate episode. Sure said the whole story is not in the Bible. Look up the Book of
It
Mary.
sure isn't.
Jason said I'm in a plain white truck, so I must look suspect.
You did
Definitely do that.
you
Definitely do that.
you look like
Paint,
you twerking.
paint something on it.
I'm on there,
Right.
okay. Sure said it has 122 books in it.
And I think it's even more than that because there are the books of the disciples you don't even know about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because they tell you about the whiteness, but they were, I mean, look at where he was coming from. They were disciples of color
Right.
that you have no idea. But if you can get into the Vatican's secret votes, you can see all those books and know all that info, but they won't release
Right.
it. And there's a reason why this person won't release that information.
Right. Mm-hmm. And that's why there's never been a person over the Vatican.
Chum,
And
chum,
that's all I'm
chum.
saying.
I'm just
That's
saying.
all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Like,
So yeah, sure said the Dead Sea Scrolls. Jason said from sex to the Bible. Listen, because we well rounded in culture.
Listen,
it all go
and
together.
listen, and sex is in the Bible, Jason, because Abraham was screwing his daughters.
Woo. Yeah, and that's another thing because you be like, okay, if there was one man and one woman, Adam and Eve, where the fuck did everybody else come from? Somebody had to be screwing somebody because ain't no way two people gonna make all that many different people. Because they gonna die at some point. So they kids gotta be intermingling and on all that shit.
But you know, back in the day, if you read the Old Testament, back in the day, we actually lived like a long, long time,
Like 800 years.
Yeah, but see,
But
it's because when we got
Eve had already ate that apple.
right,
So how long could a women have babies?
Now
we have babies until God said we
wasn't
couldn't.
really an apple that Eve was eating. See, y'all can listen.
No, well, I
This
say
we
the
can't
apple.
act
I
right,
say
'cause
the
we were
apple
supposed to be moving
because
away from this, and
that's
y'all
a
keep
general
bringing it back.
story. But hey, I mean, that's what happens when you get engaged. But okay, let's go back to sex. I love fucking.
But listen,
I can't stand you, Sean.
but listen, you know they say that Eve wasn't really chomping on no apple. She was
She
chomping
so
on
good. You know what she was chomping on.
yeah.
I mean, hey. It was
It
presented
looked
as an
like
apple.
and it
I
got one.
said it. I said it as an apple because that was the thing.
Look,
But
I'm
hold
sorry,
on.
Jay. I didn't mean to make you spit. It do. It look like a snake, but it got one.
But you know what I'm saying? I mean, hey.
I can't with you. I can't with you, girl.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. You want to put a snake in your mouth, put a snake in your mouth. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
See, it was a metaphor.
Sean said, I love it. That's what we're gonna go back to, okay?
Right. So that's what listen, this is the thing though. We will have a whole episode dedicated to it because
yeah,
Jay was studying to be a minister and I was a disciple. I was in discipleship training and I am an ordained teacher. Yeah, I know. I don't look
y'all
like
know I was an ordained elder too. Like I used to be able to perform wedding ceremonies
right.
and do all that stuff.
And so there are those things, but I'm gonna tell you something. And yes, I love the Lord, but at the same time, I became disenchanted with him with some things that have went on in my life. And yeah, when we have that episode, you guys will really, because don't judge a book by its cover and don't think that, we just like, we're out here just being heathens and this, that, and the other. No, you actually need to know, first of all, we're very well-rounded people. All three of us are. We're very well-rounded people.
We're amazing.
And the thing is that me and Jesus, we down. We locked in. But see, that's the thing is that if you can't be real with your friends.
Look. This is my whole this is my whole thing because God was on some wrath. I'm going to smite you, but Jesus was on some like, yo, I love you no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my whole thing because see, and I don't want to keep going on it, but in order to walk in the path of light, you got to know darkness.
You got to.
Because if you don't know darkness, you can't know light. So there's no way you can sit there and tell me how, I shouldn't be doing this and I shouldn't be doing that. But you ain't even did it. So you have no experience in what it is. So you have no fucking clue. Right. So how you going to tell me what the right thing to do is when you have no idea what the wrong thing to do is? You just think it's wrong. But okay.
Right. Well, and I think people judge out of their insecurities because sometimes they either want to try something or they're afraid to try something. And so they condemn other people and judge other people to make themselves feel better about not doing the thing or not having the thing or the experience.
Or if they thought they did the thing, or if they did the thing, they feel condemned about it.
Yeah.
And so they want to condemn others.
But Jesus is all forgiven.
I'm finna tell you what I tell everybody.
Everybody.
I was
everybody up in the club.
And I'm cool with both them bitches.
You said what you say, Gypsy? I'm sorry. I was having a moment.
I am who I am. I was who I was, and I'm cool with both them bitches.
And you should be, and that's how people should feel. But at the same time,
in the immortal words of that dude that said, everybody up in the club getting tips.
Everybody in the club getting tips.
Jesus was about forgiveness. So what the fuck?
He was.
You can't tell me shit unless you experience it. You can't sit there and say I'm wrong for doing this, but you have no clue. Man, get out here with that. I don't want to hear that. But I want you to back up to what Shara said because I'm gonna need her to give me a dissertation on what she means by that.
There were other people outside of the Garden of Eden.
Oh yeah.
But the Bible said God created Adam and Eve. So who was these other people? We ain't never heard about them. I'm gonna need you to give me a dissertation. Give me a breakdown. Let me know what you're talking about.
But there are people that say that Eve was not the first wife. Lilith was the first wife.
Now, it's my understanding Lilith was the mother of demons. But hey, that's just my understanding. That's why I say I'm gonna need a dissertation. I'm gonna need to know. Because if that's the case, then the Bible is lying. So let me know. I'm not trying to pull nobody's card.
Called God or He, but in the beginning it clearly says And it's multiples of God. So we don't know whether God is a woman, a man, a they, a group.
And he said, "Let us."
I think God.
So
I think God is omnipotent, so God can be whatever they want to be.
Right.
So I mean, I don't quantify God as a man. I don't quantify God as a woman. I quantify God as the Alpha
and the Omega. Come on through. Take us to church, John.
I'm just saying. I was trying to slow roll it, but y'all put it out there. But you know what I'm saying.
I was trying to get us back on track, and y'all just was hell.
I know. But like I said, I love fucking.
But you know, that's the thing, though. If you can't be well-rounded, if you can't disclose all sides of you to that person, then maybe you ought not be sleeping with them.
Exactly.
Well, and that's just like this conversation. You know, a lot of people are probably going to be uncomfortable if they see this. Oh, they fucking and they doing this and they cursing. Then they tell about Jesus.
Jesus know me, and honey, he know I cuss a little.
My thing is, things don't stop just because you cross the threshold into church. If God is really omnipotent and omnipotent, omnipresent, that means he saw you when you was fucking yesterday and this morning before you went to church and took communion or did whatever you was doing. So to me, this is a part of being well-rounded and having a healthy relationship with whatever you believe spiritually.
He also saw you cussing them kids,
being able to have these type of conversations.
He also saw you cussing them kids out in the parking lot at the church.
You know what I'm saying?
And beating the hell out them for them to behave. He also saw you when you was getting ready to come last night. You said, "Oh my God, oh my God."
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
And he also heard you when all you thought was, "I hate that bitch." When you passed your coworker, and all you did was think it. You ain't say it out loud, but he saw you.
And when you think he might as well have did it.
That part.
Done it because he synced you.
So while you up here judging,
listen.
But I don't judge. I listen.
We don't listen. We judge.
I think she had too much of something. Woo!
So there's that part. But
that part. We don't listen.
On the real. What she said?
Jason said, "F it, gonna pass the offering. Is there one? Listen, send us an offering.
Hey, our offering is accepted via Zelle. Our offering is accepted via Zelle and Cash App.
Cash App, okay? We take love offerings and donations and send your tithes to the church, okay?
So I have, now that we talked about this discussion, about having these discussions, is there somebody who would like that one more pass by because you maybe messed up the pass?
Oh,
maybe you fumbled. Maybe you fumbled the ball, and then you realize you fumbled the ball because you was either young or stupid or both, or in a different stage in life, and now you're in this stage of life, and you like look back and say, "Damn, I fumbled that."
Okay, that's a good question. You kick it off and tell us.
Yeah. Yeah, I fumbled the bag. I fumbled the bag, and the thing is that when I fumbled, the circumstances just weren't right? If I had a chance to do it all over again, I probably would do it all over again, and I would probably be a little bit more vocal about, because I was real nonchalant and shit. Even though I really cared, I had that persona of don't give a fuck you. Oh, you leaving? Okay, bye. But like really, I probably should have said, wait, let's talk about this. Let's, see what we can do to make this work, kind of thing. So yeah, I fumbled the bag, and from time to time I think about it, and I say, well, what would you do different? Where would your life be if you had opened your mouth at the time? Shut up,
Is this
Sean.
a person that you
I
still?
open my mouth and put something in it. I'm saying open my
See,
mouth.
see what nobody. I was
But
agreeing with what you.
brand,
I was
man.
agreeing with your sentiment. I wasn't agreeing with
Don, I
I
think she
was.
want to put some in her mouth. She just trying to put
I
it on
know
you.
that's what it sounded like. Because I was sitting there because I'm sitting there thinking like, yeah, it is because it was times in my past where
Yeah.
but because I was young and I was just having fun, I didn't have the wherewithal to say, you know what, let me go ahead and do this now because
Yeah.
my life will be so much better in the future.
Yeah.
But
I
I
mean,
was young, I didn't know, so
Right.
is this a person you still have access to see or check in on to see if they single and shoot your shot again? Or and
it
Sean, same
depends on.
question to you.
And, you could always find with all this damn Google and shit, you can find any damn body. But would I shoot my shot? I don't know, because at the same time, we may have grown differently, if that makes
Very
sense.
true.
You know what I'm saying? Because of the fact that it's been so many years, we may have been like this, and
Yeah.
like
But
while
there
we
are
were
many people that
in,
come back together after years pass when they mature and they age and
yeah,
grow
well,
older.
I got that many motherfucking years to wait because I'm 55.
Okay,
So
so when was the thing? When was this?
1990 was the first time, and then the second time was like 2015, 16. Yeah.
So you fucked it up multiple times, is what you're saying. Oh my god.
I didn't fuck it up. Life did.
Nigga, you just sat here and told us you fumbled the bag. Now you talking about it wasn't you, it was life.
I fumbled the bag the second time. Life fumbled the bag the first time.
First time, okay. Sean, what about you? Is this somebody you still have eyes on? Like, could you shoot your shot again?
I mean, it really depends on the situation and what happened. If I and that person reconnect, then it happens. But at the same time, I am where I am in my life right now. So it's not like I'm out here acting because like I'm like me and my boy. I actually talked to one of my boys today, and we had we always have conversations, and he like I can't believe that you just not doing it. I'm like, but for real, man, I don't want to be in a relationship right now. I just
Right.
don't. And I'm not saying that it's anything wrong with the relationship, but I don't want to put up with the bullshit and the shenanigans of a relationship.
That part.
And if I meet somebody that's cool with being friends with benefits, I'm
Or living
fine
in
with that.
separate houses.
I'm fine with that. But
What?
when it comes to being in a for relationship, like because at the end of the day, and that's goes back to last week when I'm like, it's not like I'm unavailable, but at the same time, I have a
Emotional.
hard I have a hard time connecting with certain people because I feel a certain way emotionally.
Mhm.
And when you don't come at me and you don't approach me in that manner, then yeah, I have a hard time saying, okay, I feel comfortable moving forward in a relationship with you. And it's like because I am who I am. And if you feeling me, you're gonna take the time to find out who I am. If I'm not the kind of person that you can be with, you will understand that and you will say, you know what, I can't be. And I'm gonna respect that. I'm not gonna be
Yeah.
bad. I'm not gonna, because it is what it because just at the same time, if you're not the type of person that I can't be in a relationship with, I'm gonna let you know. But it's not just because, well, I don't just want to not be in a relationship with you. It's like I don't want to be in a relationship with nobody. I got two hands. They work perfectly fine. I could pull porn up anytime I want to. I fucking found a spot where I could buy some CDs. I mean not CDs, DVDs. I could still get some porn DVDs if
Oh,
I
I
want to
thought
see
you
shit.
were going to say you found you a dog.
Now I ain't going that far yet, but I ain't gonna lie, I have thought about it.
You wanted a pocket pussy?
Nah, not a pocket pussy. I'm talking about one of those real life dolls that's supposed to feel real. I don't know.
Man.
Jason was told I was told I would be a baby daddy and a hoe if I didn't choose her. Oh.
Oh damn.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
Was she the one that told you that, or was somebody else the one that told you? Let me know, Jay. I got questions now. You got to talk to
That's
me.
what I'm listening to be intrigued.
You know what I'm saying?
In answer to your question, Gypsy, I would say yes. There's hindsight of, so part of my challenge.
I mean, 2020 is always hindsight.
Right. Part of my challenge is in the moment I don't recognize a lot of things. Right. So when I'm processing further down the line, I can, like, as I talk to friends or see something, I can recognize, oh shit, oh okay, that's what that meant, or that's what that. But in the moment, I don't always recognize the communication that's happening. So I'm kind of oblivious because I'm in my own world most of the time. Like, if you're not outright telling me, Jay, I want you, I need you to be my woman, and you're gonna be like, right? If that's not what you're saying, I don't see you flirting and doing all the other things. It doesn't translate for me. So,
you know what's funny, Jay? You know what's funny, Jay? I think you have a more of a male outlook on things. And I'm not trying to knock you. I'm not trying to knock you or nothing, but when you say the things you say, it's like, damn, that's where I was. And when I talk to a lot of my friends, that's where we were, like as men, because we didn't really understand, because women weren't being point blank with us. And it's like, wow, you like the female homie and shit.
That I'm telling you, when I was in college, they used to be like, you like a dude in a girl's body.
Exactly. That's
the problem.
I got you, dog. I got you.
And it really is a problem, because I will admit it to Gypsy's question. There is a person recently that I felt like I fumbled, because it wasn't until after the fact that I was able to be like, oh shit, so they was flirting with me and trying. That's what that meant. Oh.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest.
Once the moment has passed, it's hard to go back and try to revive it. So I was just like, oh shit. Well,
when it comes to relationships, I think I'm on the spectrum.
You on the spectrum,
but
so
but hold on, Jay.
You're calling me an idiot? Like, what the fuck?
No, hold on, Jay. You the woman. Trust me, you got the power. You ain't heard it from me. You ain't heard it from me, but trust me, you got the.
That's what I've been told. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I still have access to the person. There's a little flirting happening. We shall see. So a lot of the times things fall flat with me, because what I've recognized is in our space in today's time, a lot of men do not know how to deal with a woman like me. And I'm not saying I'm better than anybody else. I am not a woman that's going to chase a man. Never have, never will. I'm not going to pursue you. I'm not going to woo you. I'm not going to treat you like you're the prize. I'm the motherfucking prize. And any man that doesn't agree with that, I'm okay with you not being my man. So a lot of times men approach me and they don't know what to do, because that's great that you called me yesterday. I'm not calling you today, because if you can't even be consistent for a week or two, putting forth effort to show me that you want my interest, and then I can respond to that, there's nothing for us to do, because I'm looking at your behavior to determine what does that look like as we continue to engage. Do you have the qualities, the characteristics, and the personality that I want in that space in my life? If you can't be consistent with phone calls and texts for a week, or engaging for a week or two, or whatever that looks like, for me to start becoming responsive to that, you dead in the water already. So it's like when most people try to flirt with me or get my attention, they fall off, and I'm like, okay. And then I become exactly what y'all was saying earlier. Shit, I don't remember I literally had this guy texting me for like a week and he never called.
Right.
And then he called me the following week, and I missed the call. I had already deleted his stuff. I never saved him, but I had already deleted the text thread and everything. So when he texted me the following week, I was like, who is this? And he was like, damn, you didn't save me, nigga. No. You don't get saved in my phone until we don't went on a few dates, and I see that you're even worth the attention for me to try to remember who you are. Like, what the fuck? No. I mean, child. Okay, so Sher said, Jason, LOL. Y'all got me telling all my business. And then Jason said, now my wife told me this, and I was told because of my friend group, we wasn't ish. And then Jason said, we know Thanos. Listen, y'all ain't gonna keep talking about me like this.
I'm about to make an album. Hey Jason, we need to get together. Let's collaborate and make an album. She got that Thanos. She got that Thanos. She got that Thanos.
Got me telling all my business. But listen, no, like for real.
Oh shit.
Dudes be like, oh, you just fierce. I had a guy tell me recently, oh, you sassy. And I am.
Well, it's better than a dude being sassy, because them bitches nowadays, boy.
I ain't even comment on that. But yeah, I think a lot of guys don't know how to date. That's what I've noticed. A lot of guys don't know how to date.
Well, that's because they've been playing Grand Theft Auto for the last 20 years, and they only can relate like they in a computer.
And
like, listen,
I agree.
Don't send me no damn 140 characters and think that we not dating. Bro, really? No, you can't even spell. You didn't learn how to damn put everything in 140 characters because that's all you had, and now you can't spell, and you think I'm supposed to respond to that?
No. Yo, I had a dude spazzing out on me yesterday, messaging me. I guess I didn't respond quick enough for him because it was like a day before I responded, and he had a whole fucking come apart. Oh, I thought we was having a moment, and you not responding. I must have did something wrong. Then he came back. I'm sorry, I'm doing too much. Then he came back, you still ain't responded. No. Now I also blame women. We as women are to blame for some of this stupid shit because unfortunately, many of us have had that moment where we were operating from a place of insecurity. So if that guy gave the minimalist interest, a lot of times people jumped on that, and that taught a lot of men that you don't have to work hard and it's gonna be easy. And if she don't act right, this is part of the culture. If she don't act right, shit replaced her because women outnumber men. So a lot of people.
That's what they think. No, we don't. We just out. You know what it's saying? Hold on.
I'm saying this is what the culture has been.
That's what they have told us, right?
Right. This is what the culture has been raised around. She don't act right, replace her because they outnumber us. Oh, okay. Like I never had a problem throwing up them two fingers.
Y'all know what the truth is? The truth is he may not be the height you want. He may not be the age you want.
Alone now, Gypsy.
Shut up. He may not be the age you want. He may not be the race you want. But women do not outnumber men.
I'm just saying what they have held on to.
I know that is a lie told to the masses. And the thing is that first of all, men are like buses. You just stand there and wait a minute.
It's always
another one coming along in about 10 minutes. Going to
you know what they ask me though that I hate the passion. I get this all the time. You too gorgeous. You too attractive. You too cute. You too sexy to be single. Why are you single? Nigga, because I don't like you. That's why I'm single. That's why. Because that's the dumbest question. Like, just because a person looks a certain way, it actually makes it harder. The better you look, I think it makes it harder to find quality candidates sometimes.
That's where niggas shoot themselves in the foot. But that's where a lot of brothers that may not be the best looking, because they already know they start with a fucking something against them. Basically, they always just go after whatever, and they will get some shit that you be like, how the fuck did he get her? That's because he talked to a nigga. If you'd have talked to her, you'd have got a nigga, but you didn't.
Right.
So that's where you at.
But a lot of times people think just because you're cute, you shouldn't have a hard time getting a man. Listen, I have candidates. I call them candidates and applicants. I got those today. The point is, I'm not compatible with all of them. First of all of them may not have the qualities that I want. Second of all, I may not have the qualities that all of them want me to have. Third of all, and fourth of all, there might not be chemistry or a vibe or anything else that makes me feel like I want to keep talking to that person. So just because people are available doesn't mean, see, I've never been one that's going to choose the first option just because it's there. I'm going to wait to check in and see how I feel and how you make me feel in my presence to decide whether you get the benefit of me being in your presence on an ongoing manner. That's why I said I'm the prize. You got a lot of guys out here nowadays trying to be the fucking queen and the prize at the same time and want you to pursue them. No. Where they do that at? No. This culture of women getting down on their knees and proposing, love that for y'all.
Right. I was like, bitch.
But at the same time, look, this is my, everybody should feel like they the prize. Whether man or woman, you should feel like you're the prize. And if you enter the situation in that manner and y'all both got that energy,
facts.
Y'all gonna rock.
Because it's sexy as hell to have a man that's attractive and or good looking to you, because attractive is relative, right? But it's sexy as hell to have a man that's confident. I can't stand to deal with a man that's like, well, because nigga, if we get into something, now I rarely have any crazy situations, but the simple fact is people are crazy outside. So if we get into something, you can't be high behind me. What? Right. No. So I no. I need to see. I need to see you say it with your chest. You understand? I'm fierce and sassy, but I need to know you got that sauce. You understand what I'm saying? Because I keep pulling mine before you pulling yours. Not how that works. Shit. Not how that works. And in that case, we do judge. We don't listen and we motherfucking judge. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Sure said that tickles me every time I hear it. The compliment about you gorgeous, why you ain't got no man yet. Jason said, I kind of understand a little the way y'all turn a man down, be crazy. What you talking about, Jason? CJ, that's my point. I don't even know what I was talking about. What was I talking about, Jason? But at the end of the day, I'm going to simply say, yes, I have acknowledged that my very first love years ago, I fumbled that because I was so afraid of being that vulnerable and so afraid of losing control being in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? That I couldn't do it. And it wasn't until, I had time to heal some things of my own that I was able to recognize, damn, all he was literally doing was trying to love me. But it was just so overwhelming. And
you see, you probably fucked that nigga up, because when a nigga really feel that way about somebody, and it be the first time, and they fuck that shit up, and it make them feel like, and so now they on a lifetime track of fuck a bitch. I'm just saying, it's what happens. Trust me, it's what happens.
And you know what's interesting? Because I am such a conundrum in a mixed bag of things. What's interesting to me, they always say, people that you break up with or that break up with you, men will try to circle the block. Well, my experience has always been, has consistently been that relationships that I've been in that have ended, doesn't matter why we ended or how we ended, at some point they always have come back. Like my long-term, my relationship, I ain't talking about somebody that just, a fling away, but like actual relationships. Not only have they always circled the block to see, okay, will she answer the phone if I call or text or whatever, but they have always come back with a proposal.
I answered the phone, all right. New phone, who this?
Well, it take a minute for me to answer the phone. Most of them ended up emailing me or finding me on Facebook, like real talk, because I don't answer, right? Like if we done, we done. But literally, I can count off for like 5 times that an ex from a while back has reached out and was like, dude, because I'm a girl, but I'm a man in a girl's body, right? That's what they say. Like, Jay, and all your bullshit and all your craziness is still you. And listen, I still want you. Can I bring you a ring? Can we get married? Can we go to the courthouse? Like, nigga, no. We broke up for a reason. We ain't right. And I'm saying that to say, I do think that there are times when you can circle back and it worked the next time. but there are also times when you have to realize it's still a no. You know what I'm saying? And for me, it's never been a time when I felt like our craziness had resolved itself enough for us to move into marriage or something long term again and be healthier together. It just, I didn't see that, so it was a no for me.
I mean,
Right.
and sometimes it's not a no, but sometimes it's just
Not now.
all we have is physical.
That could be,
Or
that could
or
be true too.
sometimes it's like what we had in common then
Ain't the same now. I feel you on that.
I
common
ain't,
now. And
I ain't,
that's where I am. I've gotten to the point where there is certain people that I just don't have whatever we had in
yeah.
common. I don't see it anymore. I don't feel it anymore. I'm just like, yeah.
Jason said you shoot a man down because he said you too fine to be single. I don't necessarily shoot him
But
down. It's just a turn off to me because I feel like
let me
it's
let me let me
it's
let me let
corny
me.
and just come at me saying confident
I feel
act.
you. But let me address that as a man because some men would see a woman is like, yo, I know like she is so fine. I know she got a man, but I'm gonna shoot my shot anyway. And then to find out you don't have a man, but you still turn a nigga down because he said, "Oh, damn, like you so fine, you got to have a man." But if you don't, can I get with you? Then you like, ooh, no. Just because I said that,
Now I don't turn anybody down just because they said that. What I said
okay.
was it's irritating. Have I gone out on dates with somebody who has said that? Yes. But what I've often found, and I'm not saying my experience is the broad spectrum, what I have experienced in going out on a date with somebody who typically has said that is we're not vibing. Because again, I'm extremely confident. I got a big ass energy. I walk in the room and sit in the back, you're still gonna feel me, right? So I don't mesh well with a guy that doesn't have that same type of energy. That ain't saying he got to be in beast mode 24/7. With me, I want you to be soft. Lay your head in my lap, take a nap, go to sleep, shit, whatever. But when we outside, that outside personality got to be able to turn on. I don't mesh well with a guy that doesn't have that level of confidence. And so what I have experienced is if they're leading with that, it's often because their confidence level is they think you're out of their league. So they shooting a shot, and when that shot land, they don't always know how to handle you.
But it ain't well. And I can only say this, per your experiences, I understand what you mean. But trust me, it ain't every nigga that's like, cause some niggas just
Yeah.
like, they whoo, but they just like, yo, shit, I know you got a man because you so beautiful. And you be like, oh shit, you ain't got a man. Hold up, wait, let me shoot my
But
shot. And then
that's different what you just said though. What you just said and how you said it is not the same as damn, you so beautiful.
I'm I'm
You ain't got
I'm
no
sorry.
man. Those are two
I'm
different
I'm
things.
I'm sorry. I'm the second kind of nigga, not the first kind of nigga.
See?
I'm
That's
sorry. I'm sorry.
what you proving my point, Kev.
I was just trying to bring some understandability to it for everybody. I was just trying to make it broad. No,
you're proving my point
I
because
understand. Hey, I'm glad to prove your point.
like you see what I'm saying? That confidence, that's the thing that sells it. You can ask me that question and your confidence be up. Well, I'm like, okay, yeah, okay, let's continue. But if you're coming to me like a raisin in the sun, I'm like, no, because I feel
Get
like I'm
your
a man
shriveled
who
up
I'm a
ass out of here.
right. The fuck? That being said, y'all, we've been talking
Oh
for
shit.
hours, 58 minutes. It's time to
Oh
go.
damn.
Yes, today was a good day. This
It
was
was
a
a good
great
day.
discussion.
In the
Y'all
words
make
of the
sure,
immortal Ice Cube, today was a good
yes,
day.
I woke
make
up with a
sure you
breakfast with
drink
no hog.
uh-uh.
We love
Or
y'all.
tossed
Make sure
salad
you're
and scrambled eggs.
making sure that you're
We
sharing
ain't
this
never talked
well.
about that ever again on this show.
And make sure that you come prepared next week because we're gonna still be talking shit. And make sure you bring a friend with you. And if you have questions on the spiritual stuff, send them to us so we can plan an episode where we're gonna dive into all of that and talk about all
Absolutely.
of that.
But
So
also
there's all your questions.
All them questions.
subscribe,
Like,
subscribe,
and share.
and share.
And share that shit, motherfucker.
Bye, bitches.
Ah, no. Get your ass in the motherfucking bed. Did you